Since so many people asked about a Jeopardy episode, I decided that I was going to do it. And then I looked at like the Wikipedia page for Jeopardy, thinking like, oh, I'd find out a bunch of cool facts. It was kind of boring, and I mean, I'm sure people would enjoy it, but like, just go on Wikipedia, type in Jeopardy, you'll learn some stuff. Like Alex Trebek, he's been the host since 1984. I'm not going to get into it past that, but like, that's a long time to be a host of anything. Like this show, I couldn't imagine being a host for, I don't know, a year. That seems like a long time. A couple of weeks, maybe a month. We'll see how long it lasts. Hello, and welcome to the second episode of Couch Potato, a show where I talk about shows. And others. No, I just talk about shows. So today I'm going to be talking about a TV show called Enlightened, and this segment is kind of a you should watch it. We're going to call it you should watch it, or something along those lines. I don't have a name for this segment. It's basically, I talk about the show Enlightened, and I try to get you to like go on your HBO Go or HBO Now, whatever you want to call it, and watch the show Enlightened, because I think it's a really good show, and I think you'll enjoy it as well. So let's dive deep. So Enlightened was created by Laura Dern and Mike White. Mike White, who previously wrote School of Rock, Nacho Libre, School of Rock, think along those terms. And even, I mean, this is nothing like School of Rock. So the show focuses on Laura Dern's character, who, after freaking out at work, is sent away to a Hawaiian retreat, therapy, spiritual, get well better soon. And she comes back, and everything's the same, except she's different. She learned a bunch of things, and she's more at peace with herself. But she comes back, and everything's just, kind of crappy. It is. That's her life, and it's a mess, and she's a mess. And so you're watching this character who is just a messy character, and the kind of person that you would, you'd probably avoid if you saw her at work, with good reason. But the thing that I love about the show is that it gives a voice to that kind of character, the kind of character that you don't want to hang out with. And it's a beautiful show. It really is. It lasted only 2 seasons, and it was canceled after that. But the series wraps itself up really nicely. It's a drama. It's got comedic elements to it. If you've seen Mike's previous work, you'll know that he's pretty good at that. But it's beautiful, and Laura Dern gives a great performance in it. It's just such a, like, you want to look away sometimes, but you can't, because she's just so engaging. I like the show so much that I recently found a letter, an open letter that I had written to Mike White, and I'll read a little bit of it for you guys. So it's titled, "Thank You for Enlightened," an open letter to Mike White. Hey Mike, how's it going? Where to start? That's always the question. I guess the title is an obvious sign of what the main point in me writing to you would be. I want to thank you for bringing to fruition Enlightened. At the time I write this, being sometimes painfully on the outskirts of a business I would very much like to have an impact in. Film. I'd like to believe I do have some sort of understanding of what it is like being in that world, but I could be completely wrong, so please forgive me any signs of my obliviousness in how things really work in Hollywood. I wrote this a long time ago, so yeah. skipping past that and to get to the point of the letter, I keep thinking about how you helped create a TV show in which the main character is someone who would never get to be the lead, even in her own life. She is the person you walk in the opposite direction of where you were heading just to avoid, like I said before. Someone who isn't, so like that didn't change, that whole thought process. Someone who isn't always sure the things she does are the right things, but are the only ways she knows. At every point she looks for ways to better herself and her surroundings, sometimes at the cost of her own self-image. What you did with Enlightened was bold and beautiful. You took a character with a voice and ideas of change, of someone who gets pushed off and tossed away, and put her in the spotlight. We got to stick with this person who at times was unbearable and off-putting, and kept us with her to see her shine through herself, to show us what she was truly capable of. Enlightened isn't just a story about a woman making a difference. It's a point, and then I never finished that letter. So I don't really know what I was going to say, but it's such a disappointment that I didn't get to send that to Mike White. I don't know why. So, like, maybe this is, like, better because he can see, instead of just reading a letter, he can watch me talk about it. I doubt he'll ever see this, but if you do watch this, Mike White, know that I do love this show so much, and this is why I'm making this video, because I hope people watch it. It's a great show. It's not always happy, but it's real, and I think it has an important message, and I feel like it's so respectful of the characters that it has in the show, to a point that I hadn't seen before in TV. They go to directions that are uncomfortable, but in the end, it's what would happen, and it feels very very natural. Like I said, he gives voice to these characters that usually don't have a voice, and for that, I really love it. I highly recommend it. You should check it out. Like I said, it's only 2 seasons. It's on HBO Now or HBO Go, whatever you want to call that HBO app that you're using. If you don't have it, go out and buy the DVD. It's worth it. It's a great show. We'll keep this episode short and simple. It's just a plea to get you to watch a show. I need a title for that. That kind of like go out and watch it, or just watch it. Maybe that's just watch it. Hey, you're watching an episode of Couch Potatoes. Just watch it edition. Like, just go out and watch. Just binge it. Just watch. Just binge it. Just go see it. Just watch the episode of. Just go see it. Just, hey, why don't you sit back on the couch and relax? Hey, I hope I encouraged you to sit on your ass and watch TV. Because that's my job in life. And if I fail at that, I fail at everything. Everything.